All right, guys, welcome back to another video. So today I really wanted to take a look at foldable phones, particularly the Z Fold 5, and try to convince you that a foldable is now the way to go. And I do have, for reference here, my Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, which is still a great device, but it is a slab phone. So these things are starting to get dated. They're pretty boring, and you may want to really consider moving into a foldable for several different reasons. Now, just to compare the two really quickly, the foldable is really geared to enhancing your experience. So for example, if you are on Instagram and you have your normal feed there, and by the way, you guys should follow me. I am on Instagram. And say you pull up Instagram on your Fold 5. So from this point of view, it seems like the experience is better on the left. You get a larger experience. However, this is more one-handed friendly, right? And this, maybe you're on the go. Maybe you're shopping. Maybe you're out in the grocery store or whatnot, and you're just checking Instagram really quickly. To me, this is going to be a lot easier to maneuver than this bigger candy bar style phone. But if you want an even better experience, you just pop this thing open and now you have an even bigger canvas to enjoy content. So really, it's taking your phone and turning it into a tablet for you to enjoy. A better or even better example would be, let me get rid of that before I get a copyright. Say, for example, you want to do some shopping for a new phone. So we're going to go on to Chrome, and I'll show you what this experience is like on Chrome. So there's a website, and you guys can take a look here. This is, and you help me pronounce it, Blue Diode or Blue Diode. Whatever it is, they offer a lot of the Chinese phones, and I've reviewed a few of them on this channel. So you guys can go back and watch some of those videos. But this is the view of their website if you're on your candy bar style phone, which it is not bad, right? So for this Note 20 Ultra, there is some pretty good screen real estate. If we look at that here, and actually, I did a search here, so let me just go back to the main page. And then you get to see what the experience is from the Fold 5. Now, say I want to enhance my experience. I'm going to crack this open. Now, this really enhances the experience. And even this portrait mode doesn't do it justice. You can just shift the phone, and now you have the website at its full glory and enjoy the content. This is just massive. It's a huge difference, and one of the main reasons why you should even consider a foldable device. So it can be something that's very portable and then turn it into something that's tablet-like. Another great example is going to be Google Feed, which you can't really get this on many of the Chinese foldables, but it's just a simple scroll over, and look how large that content is. Now, this phone here doesn't even get the Google Discover feed. It has like the Samsung News, but even if it had the Google Discover, it would still be stacked like this. It would not be two columns. You just get the one column here to choose what stories you want to read and interact with. Over here, you get a far better experience. And that smooth, buttery 120 hertz refresh rate. So that's another huge advantage of having a Z Fold 5. Now, the only Chinese phone that I have in my research discovered that could be comparable to this one is a phone called the Honor Magic V2. So if I go back to that same website that we were just at, and we'll do a search here. So I'm just going to put in, and it's really hard to do this behind the camera, but Honor Magic, we'll do V2. a search. And just to compare the devices. So the lowest price you can get this OnterMagic V2, at least from this website, is $13.65. So you'll get 16 gigs of RAM, which is excellent. 256 for storage. But what you don't get is the pen, an S Pen rival. In order to get that, you would have to opt and get this V2 Fold Ultimate, which is going to be 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of memory for $18.79. Now you may say, all right, well, that's around the same price as the Z Fold 5. Well, yes and no. I'm never going to recommend to you guys that you pay regular price for the Z Fold 5 because it's usually always on sale, or they always have some sort of trade-in offer, right? Which really helps cut the cost. If you opt to get one of these Chinese phones, you're going to pay that full shot. There is no trade-in program. You're not really going to get any sort of discount unless you find this thing maybe on Swappa, or somebody may take a couple $100 off. But either way, you're going to pay upwards of $1,500 plus. I haven't even seen anybody other than Average Dad. Shout out to him. And he has the Ultimate with the pen that Honor offers, which does utilize the outer display as well as the inner display. So that is an advantage over the Z Fold 5. But you're spending that $2,000, right? There's no way around it. For Samsung, however, they always have some sort of deal going on. And let's just see here. We'll just go to Samsung.com just to prove this point. So right now, you can get this, and it just went away from it. You can get the Slim Pen for free. All right, that's the offer right now. So you get this case and the pen for free with the device. But let's also take a look at what offers they have for trade-in. So if let's see if we can go to tablets. So there's the Z Fold 5. Let's see what's being offered right now. It's probably going to automatically send me into the Samsung app shop. Yeah, I don't want to sign in. So let's shop as a guest. So we will try to select phones is what we want to start shopping for. So here we go. Z Fold 5. So the 256 gig is going to be $17.99. And it shows you right at the top here, you can get up to $1,000 off instant credit. So let's see, if we chose the unlocked version, let's stick with the 256. There are color choices. We'll just leave it at black. But here's the trade-in, right? So if we click yes, we want to trade in. We want to have a mobile phone. Yes, device is in good condition. You want to select our brand. So if you're a Samsung person, you're going to have several options here. Look at that. If you have the Z Fold 4, even the Z Fold 3, they're giving $1,000 right now. $1,000 as a trade-in. Now, say, for example, I want to trade in my trusty Note 20 Ultra. Let's see. Note 20 Ultra, $800. So I can knock off $800 off that price and get this phone for $1,000 with the case, with the pen. So half the price of what the Chinese variant is, which is that OnterMagic V2. $1,000. You really can't beat that. That is absolutely amazing. Maybe you have an older device. Maybe you may say, hey, Yella, I don't have a Note 20 Ultra to trade in. Well, let's see what else. Look at that. A Galaxy Note 10. $400 they give you. What about the Note 9? Is that still in here? Galaxy Note 9, $300 still to knock off some of that cost. So they're going to give you the S Pen, which I think should be packaged in anyway and not just on a promotion, but that's a whole nother story. But you just get so much more value. Now the kicker here, and the point I really want to drive home to you guys, is those Chinese phones, when you get them, they'll be great. You know, like I said, I had a few of them. But what happens when you want to get a different phone? Well, you can't really trade it in anywhere, right? So now you have to try to sell it, maybe on Swappo, on eBay, and hopefully somebody's looking for that device. But at that point, I mean, they probably had 2 more iterations of it, right? Because they do at least like 2 releases a year, whether it's Vivo or Xiaomi or something. So your phone is like obsolete within that same year. So chances are you're not going to get much of your money back. With something like this, if you're only paying $1,000 for it up front, you can then trade it in and get $1,000 of credit towards the new one. Plus, you are promised upgrades, right? You're going to get your software upgrades when Google releases, you know, Android 14, 15, 16. You're going to get all those upgrades, as well as the, you know, the security patches and whatnot. You're not guaranteed any of that on the Chinese phones. The Chinese foldables look great, but what if they break? Who do you take them to? Who do you send them to? You can't really get them repaired. So you just be taking a $2,000 L, right? Who wants to take a $2,000 loss? So those are just some things to consider when you're looking to pick up your device. I am not in any way saying that the Z Fold 5 is perfect. It is definitely not. I would love a bigger outer display, but I am no longer angry at this more narrow display because I have used it in several situations where I was grateful that it's more narrow and easier to maneuver for quick tasks. I love that the hinge now folds flat. Water resistance is fantastic. The battery life has been excellent. Still really slow at charging the device, so that's still an advantage for a Chinese phone. So if you want something that charges in like 30 minutes from 0 to 100, then you definitely have to go with a Chinese phone. But just consider all the things that I've mentioned here before you invest that $2,000. So I'm not saying that these phones aren't worth $2,000 anymore because they can just do so much for you. There's so much software. You could do editing. You've got Samsung DeX. I mean, this thing even has LumaFusion now. So there's just a lot of things you can get done on this device, depending on, you know, what your use cases are. Just limitless opportunities. And I just really think Samsung, when it comes to hardware, they're up there. They're not the best, but when it comes to software, there's nobody that's competing with Samsung software offerings right now. There just really isn't. So it's really up to you guys, but I just wanted to shed some light. Hopefully I did. If so, hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving. We are over 1,000 subscribers now, so we really want to grow the channel. Let me know what other content you want to see on this channel. I'm always open to suggestions as long as you guys are positive about it. But until the next one, peace.